Imagine that all of the Middle East's main nations abruptly declare war on the United States. Real, organized attacks on American military, critical infrastructure, and even cities, not threats or tweets. Chaos sweeps around the world in a matter of hours. Would America be able to endure? Is it possible for the world to ever get better? Stay tuned. What you're about to hear has the potential to startle you and permanently alter your perspective on contemporary combat. The Middle East is the strategic center of the planet, not just a region of oil and deserts. This region controls the world's energy, trade, and politics thanks to the Strait of Hormuz, vast oil deposits, and cutting-edge armies. Imagine now that all of these countries band together to launch a concerted attack on the world's most formidable military. Each of the 8 scary scenarios we examine today is more stunning and suspenseful than the previous one. You can start to doubt everything regarding international security by the end. Number 8. Multi-front military nightmare. Imagine if in a matter of hours, U.S. outposts in Qatar, Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan are simultaneously targeted by drone swarms, ambushes, and missile strikes. The logistical challenge facing the Pentagon is the most complicated in its history. It is possible to push the boundaries of even the most sophisticated military technology. Imagine swarms of drones intended to overwhelm defensive systems targeting aircraft ships in the Persian Gulf. The deployment of special forces across several nations may result in their isolation, lack of backup, and encirclement by adversarial forces. Commanders may have to make life-or-death choices based on insufficient information if even satellite connection is lost. For millions of people, not just troops, every decision may mean the difference between life and death. Cyber and logistical strikes may make every region of the world a possible target, so the conflict wouldn't only be in the Middle East. Would the most formidable army in the world be able to repel such a well-planned attack? Number 7. Oil prices skyrocket and global energy collapse. Nearly 1/3 of the world's oil supply is controlled by Middle Eastern nations. Imagine those bombing refineries, blocking vital shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz, and shutting down pipelines. Overnight, the price of oil might double, triple, or even quadruple. America's gas stations could run out of fuel in a matter of days. However, the knock-on effect is more severe. Businesses that depend on oil, such as manufacturing, shipping, and aircraft, could come to a complete stop. Supply chains for food and medicine may fail. Blackouts, rationing, and public unrest would affect nations that rely on Middle Eastern energy. Inflation might get out of control, markets could crash, and unemployment could skyrocket. Number 6. Cyber warfare that could paralyze America. Bombs are hardly the sole weapon used in modern combat. Imagine many countries launching coordinated cyber attacks against U.S. power grids, water treatment facilities, airports, banking systems, and communications networks. Weeks of power outages could affect entire cities. Mid-surgery hospital closures are a possibility. Thousands of people could get stranded if air travel stops. Accounts may be frozen by financial institutions, rendering citizens powerless. Cyber warfare, however, can go farther. Hackers might interfere with military activities, disrupt emergency services, or even cause pandemonium by manipulating transportation systems. Because the enemy is unknown and invisible, panic could spread more quickly than any physical assault. Number 5. Global alliances on the edge. All of the major world powers would have to choose a side in a full-scale Middle East coalition. China and Russia could take advantage of the disarray to increase their power. Smaller countries may attempt to stay neutral, trapped in a perilous limbo, while larger European nations may split in their support. Now consider a single error that could lead to an unintentional escalation, such as a misconstrued naval maneuver or an airstrike on neutral land. A local dispute has the potential to swiftly escalate into a worldwide one. Fear, uncertainty, and survival instincts can cause even long-standing partnerships to fall apart. Number 4. Civilian catastrophe and humanitarian collapse. Armies are destroyed in wars, but civilians are frequently the ones who suffer the most. Millions of people may be uprooted from conflict areas, resulting in refugee crises that overrun surrounding countries. Lack of food and water could lead to famine, disease epidemics, and rioting. Imagine cities deserted in terror, hospitals overflowing with casualties, and humanitarian aid failing to reach those in need. Families would have to make the difficult decision to either stay in danger or leave with only hope for survival. Millions may perish from malnutrition, illness, or injuries sustained during hostilities, and unseen costs that goes much beyond military losses. Number 3. Economic meltdown across the globe. The effects on the economy would be disastrous. Middle East stability is critical to international trade. Markets might crash overnight due to damaged infrastructure, halted exports, and disrupted shipping channels. There could be a global panic if stock exchanges fail. Governments would rush to stabilize economies, businesses may go bankrupt in a matter of days, and unemployment could skyrocket. Imagine hospitals running out of medications, grocery stores unable to replenish supplies, and supply chains coming to a complete stop. Food prices could soar, inflation could increase, and even non-warring nations might experience economic collapse. Imagine waiting in line for basic goods, discovering frozen funds when you open your bank account, and witnessing the collapse of international markets. The conflict might drastically alter the world financial system, in addition to destroying economies. Number 2. The looming nuclear threat. Certain countries in the Middle East have missile systems that can carry nuclear warheads. Nuclear escalation could result from a single error in a multi-front fight. Cities might be destroyed, areas could become radioactively contaminated, and the world could experience unprecedented fear in the event of a limited strike. Governments may be paralyzed and forced to make drastic, high-stakes decisions even if nuclear retribution was threatened. Fear alone can become a weapon, rendering conventional warfare useless with a single mistake or delayed reaction. Number 1. Long-term global instability. The globe would be irrevocably altered even if the United States managed to survive militarily. International alliances may break down, borders may change, and economies may irrevocably deteriorate. As confidence in international accords and conventions erodes, rogue nations may become more powerful. Imagine a future in which political instability, inflation, and energy scarcity are the new norm. Fear and uncertainty could affect the planet for future generations. For decades, life could be dominated by social, economic, and political upheaval. This conflict would put humanity's resiliency to the test in addition to military might. The true question is whether society can withstand the aftermath, not whether the United States survives. Every error, choice, and conflict has the potential to affect future generations and permanently alter the course of history. A full-scale conflict between the United States and a united Middle East is more than just a military situation, it is an impending, worldwide disaster. The effects on civilians, economies, and global stability extend well beyond borders and military. Would America be able to endure? Could humanity survive the ensuing political, social, and economic chaos? If you want me to write a follow-up that breaks into exact military strategy, potential winners, and how nations could respond to this unusual battle, please leave a comment below with your predictions and hit like.